You're stepping into your love era and leaving all hatred and negativity behind. It may not be easy, but you can do it. Those who have been dealing with a lot of stress due to this program, this matrix, from people just not liking them for no reason, people hating them for no reason, people mistreating them for no reason. You have dealt with it for so long that now you finally figured out how to deal with it. And the best way you figured out how to deal with it is to not have hate for people. It's easy to develop that. You have so many negative interactions or situations that you have with other people over a period of time, it causes you to change, and you could end up turning into something that you never wanted to become. And in that process, they turn you into them. They turn you into someone that hates themselves, because in order to be this type of person, that's what they're going through. They're going through self-hate. They're dealing with that. And when they see other people that aren't dealing with that, that's a reason for them to come out and just hate you for no reason. That's the reason why people seem to be attacking you in the ways that they do. It's because they have a lot of hatred pent up, they have a lot of anger pent up, and when they see people that feel better about themselves, they take that as a means to try and take that out on them. And after a period of time of getting that from society, when you step out into the world, people giving you the cold shoulder, but you can accept the fact that the world is cold. But there are just certain things that people do that are unnecessary, but for them and who they are and how they choose to behave towards others is very necessary. They need to tear others down to feel good about themselves, and the only type of person that would do that is somebody that's filled with self-hate. Because if somebody's filled with self-hate, then they don't know the opposite of that, and they can't experience that, and you can. So the fact that you can, that causes them to have some resentment toward you, and that resentment develops into pettiness, passive aggressiveness, covert aggression, anything they could think of to possibly try to get you to feel what they're going through. And you could as somebody that can sense energies, you can already look at them and intuitively see and feel what this person is going through and what they're dealing with. But the fact that they wouldn't want to hear you out, or the fact that they wouldn't take any advice from you or probably anyone, this person has something that's blocking that. It's something that has possessed them that is not allowing them to hear. It's a reason why this person is not taking heed to anything that you said to them. If you tried to lift them up at some point, or if you tried to steer them in another direction, or if you tried to even talk to them and work this out. Hey, why are you doing this? Why are you acting like this? Why are you behaving towards me like this? They'll either gaslight you and act like they don't know what you're talking about, because you can see right through them and you can read them and you know what they're all about, because people tend to not like that. They tend to feel like you're invading their privacy, and that's why they also tend to watch you. That's why they also tend to pay a lot of attention to you. They want to be able to read you, they want to be able to figure you out, but they don't have that intuitive gift like that. That's why they're always watching. They can't sense or pick up on it energetically. they have to try to, they're like Hercule, you know, Dragon Ball Z, the Goku, he had superpowers, fly, fight, all that. Hercule, he didn't have none of that. He just had martial arts, strictly fighting. So what they can do is just watch to try to pick up on the type of person that you are, because they can't sense it. So, but they don't sleep on them though. They do have other abilities. All right, don't sleep on them. They have certain abilities. They whether it's art, they use like a bootleg telepathy. It's like artificial telepathy, but it's really just from watching you so much and picking up on routines and pretty much guessing what you can do. But it's a lot to deal with when you have people that will target you out and just pretty much try to take out what they're going through on you. And after dealing with that for so much, you just tend to let a lot of that go, because you see that it's just there's only one way that it'll take you, and it'll take you down the path of anger, despair. So it's really just best to have love for yourself. And how you continue to have love for yourself is by having love for them, regardless of the type of person that they are, regardless of how they try and treat you. And you also have to work towards not basing how you feel off of how other people treat you. That'll definitely do you a great service as well. All right, because basing how you feel off of how other people treat you, that's just a constant hell to live in. All right, some of us have been hit with certain programs, and if that's one of the programs that you've been hit with, you're gonna have to deprogram yourself with that. All right, so you're definitely gonna have to work on your mind and get it into shape, just like you would work out your body in the gym. You could work out your mind and change the way you view yourself, change the way you think about yourself, or change what you're experiencing or going through in life. All right, it's very possible, very doable. You just have to know that you can do it. You have to be in the knowing that it can be done, because some people sometimes stay in certain situations, and it's like the only reason they stayed in the situation is because they didn't know they could get out of it. There's some things you might think is out of your control, especially if it's not you and you don't understand what's happening to you. You could very well see a situation like we're describing in this video as being out of your control. Well, I can't control what other people do. When I'm out and I'm about just doing what I'm trying to do, I can't control how other people move around me. And the weird part about it is, people make it seem like you're either self-centered or selfish, or you're the narcissist. You think the whole world should change just for you. That's not what you're suggesting. That's not what you're implying. You just want to be able to move through the world like you see everybody else do. Because if no one else is experiencing what you are when you're experiencing it, then they're really not going to understand where you're coming from. But people see it. There are bystanders to this. There are people who see this. They just don't talk about it because they don't want to become a part of it. They don't want it to happen to them. People see it. All right, people have eyes. People are watching you, especially, so they see what happens to you. They may not quite understand it, but they obviously see the things that are happening. So it's a lot for you to let go. It's a lot for a person to not fixate on. It's a lot for a person to not stress over. So if you can come to a point to where you could let go and you could find some peace, then you really have to commend yourself, because that's something that a lot of people struggle with. And not to say that you'll never have a moment to where you're upset or you have to hold back your frustration over something, but you'll have more control over it. They'll try to trigger you or upset you, and you'll be able to chill yourself out. You'll be controlling you, and they won't. And that's the power of having love instead of hate for these types of people in these types of situations. If you let people drag you down and pull you into hate mode, you're going to end up hating yourself just like them. In order to hate somebody else, there's a part of you that you have to hate within yourself, or there's something that you hate about yourself. You don't. It's not that type of thing where it's like you're holding hands with people or walking in the field and picking flowers and stuff like that. This ain't that ain't what I'm talking about. All right, I ain't talking about nothing like that. No goofy stuff like that. What I am talking about is bringing yourself to a place of peace, so that way you're not disturbed. Because if you have goals, if you have things you want to do and accomplish throughout the day, your thoughts and your mind has to be on that. It can't be on what happened 5 hours ago or yesterday or earlier when you left the house. You have to detach yourself from these types of things, not take these situations personal, and move on with your life. But it takes practice. So you can pretend that these things don't bother you. It took me a while to figure out how to use my mind for certain situations like this, because I really didn't appreciate and I really didn't like what the people were doing. And I just it was like it was so wrong to me personally that I'm just not that type of person to do things to people like that. So it's like I just wanted to make it stop. I wanted to make it stop, but it's not like you can control a whole bunch of people, number one, and plus they're already controlled, number two. So it's something that you have to control within yourself. It forces you to control yourself, and you gain a certain level of self mastery throughout your life, and you'll be able to use that, and it will benefit you in ways that past attitudes and behaviors did not. So it's best to come to the conclusion that, all right, well, let me just work on me. That's where you'll find all your power at, is within yourself, not outside of yourself. And they'll help you realize that if you take a positive approach to this and a positive attitude to this. That's why it's good to listen to positive things, and that's why it's good to read positive books, hear positive people speak, because situations like this can be really negative, and if you're going through a lot of negativity, it's real easy to start thinking negative thoughts. You have something happening to you that you don't like or that you have no control over. It's causing you to have a bad day. You're feeling down. You don't like what's happening to you. There's no one to hear you out. You don't have anybody to relate to. No one understands what you're going through, and you feel all alone, because whoever you bring this type of stuff up to, people just give you a fluoride stare. They give you the stare from They Live. So when people don't understand something as serious as this, and you don't have anybody that could possibly even believe you if you would tell them, that makes a person feel like they have no way out. So it's very powerful, right? It's very powerful to find a way to not stress out over people who behave like this. And the best way to do that is to feel the opposite towards them of the behavior that they're trying to play with you on. If they're being difficult, if people are being difficult, don't allow it to create a difficult time for you, or don't allow it to create difficulty within yourself, because you love yourself. You don't hate yourself. All right, you love yourself enough to work on yourself, to grow, to get over things, to let go of things, to not be stressed out all the time and mad and angry over something in the past. Even if it did happen earlier, even if it's fresh, happened yesterday, it might have just happened 5 minutes ago. If you can't change it, and if it's something that is not going to benefit you in the future or put any money in your pocket, what's the point of focusing on it? What's the point of staying there in your mind? That's what they want to do. They want to keep you trapped. So it's difficult to have love for people that want to see you without a job, people that want to see you upset and frustrated, people that want you to be mad, people that want to treat you negatively when they get around you and smile in your face and act like they're not doing anything. It's difficult because, as someone else put it, not that we view ourselves this way, but you're pretty much a punching bag for society, for people who don't heal themselves, people who don't work on themselves. They take it out on the person that's doing the best, even if that person is just doing better than them with how they feel on the inside. There are people that are doing better than you physically, but how they feel on the inside, they feel like garbage. So some of these, if not all these attacks, is based off of wanting to lower a person's morale, wanting to put a person that is upbeat, feels good about themselves, has a positive outlook on life, into depression. So staying in a high vibration and not allowing them to lower your vibration is how you're going to defeat them, is how you're going to win, is how you're going to keep a positive, optimistic outlook on life, is by not having any type of anger or frustration towards them, because the things that they do, if you let them, they'll piss you off and they'll make you mad and they'll ruin your day and they'll cause you to just have a real jacked up life. They'll cause you to think that this is all you have to look forward to, is people acting weird every time you step out of the safety compounds of your home. And that's not all you have to look forward to. They don't have anything to look forward to, and they want the same for others. People that hate themselves, they wake up in the morning and there's nothing on their mind other than whatever's causing them to feel that way about themselves. They don't look forward to any positive events happening to them. They're not working towards anything or being anything except being miserable. And seeing who they can make miserable too. They live for that. So when you have people that live for wanting to see a negative change occur in your life or in you, it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience, because you already have to deal with life. So step into a more positive state of mind and don't hate your enemies. All right, if you take anything from this video, don't hate people that are coming up against you. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of thought process. All right, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Don't waste your mind hating people that have a problem with you. hating people that hate you. Let them keep all that hate wrapped up inside their head and let them suffer. Them trying to attack you, them taking out on you, taking how they feel out on you, trying to upset you and things like that, that's a sign of a person whose life that sucks. People who are enjoying their life, people who are living life, they don't have time for stuff like that. People who are going places in life, they're too busy focused on where they're going. All right, people, they're hurt. They are hurt. They're upset. They're mad. They don't know where they want to go in life, what direction they want to go. They don't know what they want to do. They don't even know who they are. They're probably somebody else, acting like somebody else. Whoever the most important person in their group is. That's probably the identity that they've taken on. They don't even have their own identity. Wondering why they're upset and miserable and hate life. Because they sold their soul, sold themselves out, became somebody else, started mistreating other people so they could fit in and hang out with other people. Not going after anything, letting time pass them by, letting years pass them by. And when they see fresh life, when they see fresh blood, they go for it. And I'm telling you, they go for it. All right, so it's not meant to be easy. All right, things aren't going to be easy. Nothing about life is going to be easy. You can't wait for things to get easy. That there's going to be challenges. Things are going to be difficult. You still have to not allow that to change how you treat other people. Things may not be going right, but you should still be going right. Because it doesn't matter how things are. All that matters is how you are. And when you don't affect people or things, say you're dealing with some people and now a job is gone, or now you have to move, God forbid. Just keep an eye out for the next best opportunity. It may take some time for you to get over that because of how serious the situation was, or the type of plans you had, but you have to be able to let that go. I know there's somebody out there that was working really hard, that had plans to get their life together and pull themselves up out of a situation or improve their life somehow, and there were people around you that really didn't want to see it, and they made it so they basically may have made it so you wouldn't want to be around them anymore. Or maybe they might have stressed you out too much to where you couldn't deal with it anymore, and you're like, you know what, they can have this. It's okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to want to leave a toxic, health, life-threatening situation. Some of these situations stress people out into an early grave. You didn't want that to be you. You wanted to stay alive. It's okay. Sometimes if you have to leave something that you feel is that good, sometimes not sometimes, but there's, number one, there's always something better, but sometimes when you feel something that is like you feel so strongly about, it's usually because there's something that is waiting for you on the opposite side of that, but you have to be able to let that go. It's hard and it's difficult because that was your money, that was your position, that was what you wanted to do, that was the thing that you were doing. They didn't want to see you do it. They made it difficult for you to do it. It's not easy dealing with people in certain situations. It's okay to not know everything it's okay to not know everything in certain parts of your life. You're not going to know everything all the time. Sometimes you have to go through things. Sometimes you have to grow, and then you learn how to deal with situations afterwards. So in certain aspects in life, you're not going to have all the answers, and that's okay. But the one thing that you do have the answer to is, if you can stay positive enough, something good will come to you. And people who do stay positive enough, something good is always coming to them. People who don't let joblessness get them down, people who don't let homelessness get them down, people who don't let a situation get them down, those are the people who always end up getting out of it. So regardless of what people want to see for you, that's why it's good to pray, because it doesn't matter what people want to see for you, it matters what God wants to see for you. So not every situation is going to work out. Don't be hard on yourself. It's okay to make mistakes in life. It's okay to not be okay. Not everything is going to go your way every single time, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you want to see it work out, no matter how hard you were hoping and praying for it to work. Sometimes God wants to place you someplace else. Sometimes he has something better for you, especially if the people you were around weren't any good for you to be around in the first place. You have to formulate a positive idea about this thing. You didn't even want to be around them mofos anyway. You just got a one ticket vacation away from some haters. Are there going to be more? Yes. But at least you'll be able to take the experiences from the past haters and learn how to deal with the new ones. You're going to be a haterologist, a hater expert. You will know how to deal with them before you'll end up being taken out or not be able to live your life because of them. All right. So pick a positive attitude when you have people trying to pick at you, all right, for just dumb stuff. You're enjoying yourself, you're having a good day, they want to come bring an attitude to you. Here they come over here with their nasty attitude, trying to ruin your mood. Don't let them do it. Bless people silently to yourself when they look at you mean and nasty, or if they're rude to you, or if they say something ignorant. If you could hold your peace. If you could hold your peace. Sometimes you may have to all right, you may want to, sometimes you know if you know, all right, sometimes you gotta speak up. But if it's a time where you could just maintain your peace, maintain your peace. If you gotta tell somebody to shut the hell up, tell them to shut the hell up. Straight up, hey, shut the hell up. Ain't nobody listening to that. Shut the hell up. Sometimes you just gotta tell people to shut the hell up, because you don't want to hear what they're saying. So if you've made it all the way to the end of this video, you're a real chosen vessel. Straight up and down. All right, you're a real chosen vessel. And you're soaking up all this positivity, all this good energy. All right, all this motivation for you to continue to move forward with power, with love, and with a sound mind, because you're not gonna let them make you nuts or drive you crazy. Your love will diffuse all that. Not getting angry at them will diffuse all that, because when you get angry at them, and then when you see them, it's going to create negative energy within your body, and that's going to start to it's going to start to put stress on your body, and where you're it's going to start to cause toxicity within your body, cortisol, stress, all that you already know. But that leads to other serious diseases. So laugh at people, bless people, be good to them. Kill them. When you get to the level to where you could be kind with them, you could start to kill them with kindness. People will say, "Oh, kill them with kindness." It's like, yo, people got to get to that level first, because at first you just want to kill them because they're not kind. But you got to get to a level where you can kill them with kindness. All right, you could kill them with some kindness, because at first you're ready to make some positive decisions, because you don't want to make any wrong decisions. So like, you know what, let me focus on making some positive decisions before I be kind to anybody, because I might just slip up and be unkind. All right, so I'm gonna keep my kind self all the way over here, All right. And I'm going to be kind to me and my future and my freedom. Right. All right. By just keeping it where I'm at. And staying in encased in love. All right. Staying encased in the love. All right. So you stepping into your love era, leaving all that behind. Anything bothers you, you letting it go. I'm not dealing with this. It's money to be made. It's businesses to start. It's positive ideas to think about. There's positive people to link up with. I gotta be thinking positive to meet positive people. I don't want to run into positive, good people and then think and be filled with hate for other people. That's the worst thing in the world, is when you finally run into some positive people and you're filled with hate from the people who are trying to bring you down. You can't even focus on this positive situation that you got right here, because your energy is so caught up in that, instead of so caught up in this business and your projects and the good things that you want to do in your life and God wants to do through you in your life. You gotta let them lose. And how you do that is by defeating them with the one way that they don't know how to fight. You try to get petty with them, you try to hate them, they know how to fight that way. Defeat them with the one way they don't know how to fight. They don't know how to be a good person. Look at God. All right, they don't know how to be a good person. They don't know how to be a good person. You could boop, 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 defeat them being a good person all day. Right upside your head with this positivity. Oops upside your head with whatever. Have a nice day. The best way to look at people is like, you know what? These are my buddies. These are my pals. These are some good people. These are some wonderful people. That's the best way to look at it. You might think you're psyching yourself out, but what you're doing is you're training your subconscious mind to not look at negative situations negatively. You're training your subconscious mind to help you look at things the way you want to look at it. You're not allowing them to reshape your world. You're shaping your world, or reshaping it yourself by accepting a positive thought. So continue. That's why the Bible tells you to love your enemies, to the point where you don't even have any. You'll love your enemies to the point where you don't even have any. When a man's ways please the Lord, even his enemies will find ways to be at peace with him. Don't even be thinking about none of that stuff. The Lord will direct you where you need to be, where you're supposed to be. All right. All that other stuff, don't even let them put your mind on that, because you're gonna continue to get more of them instead of more of what you want. It's like Grand Theft Auto. You hop in that car, you're gonna see every other car like that. You just beat up a person, you're gonna see every other person like that. You focus on being angry and what you do to them and how you want them to this and all this other stuff. You're gonna get nothing but that. They're gonna keep popping up in your simulation. And boop, they're gonna be right there. Where'd they come from? Right out of your mind. When you go to sleep, your thoughts link you up with the people that you're going to meet throughout the next day. This is why you gotta watch my videos all the way to the end. You're gonna miss the jewels if you don't. When you go to sleep, your thoughts link you up. You ain't never meet nobody for the first time. Everybody that you meet, you already met before in the dream world, in the spirit world. People are caught up on the physical world, but don't really be understanding what happens in the spiritual world. You don't meet anybody for the first time. And when you meet someone, all you meet is yourself. What you think about other people is all you think about yourself. You don't think nothing about other people. What you think about other people is what you think about yourself. What you feel about other people is what you feel about yourself. That's why God said, love your enemies. but you don't even have any enemies. I know I don't. And that's how you gotta make believe. That's how you gotta see this thing. That's how you gotta look at it. All right, I believe we covered enough for this video. If you need to hear this again, feel free to rewatch it. I have other videos that will help you as well. Continue to support my channel. Hit that like button, hit the share button. Don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to everybody that is watching my videos and checking into my live streams. And I'll see you all later. Peace, love, and light.